Hi there.
Hi. I'm Dee.
I'm Sharraine.
We're the Bingo Besties, and we thought we'd walk you through, like, if it's your first time playing bingo, what to expect.
Right.
Today we're at the Milpitas Charity Bingo Hall in Milpitas, California. So we're going to tell you how it's played here. So if you are interested in showing up, you know what to do. So the first thing you do when you walk in the door is you're going to get your buy-in. And your buy-in is the package you're going to pick up where you're going to play. And they sell these buy-ins in different tiers, and so depending on the amount of money you spend on it is how many packs you get to play with.
And when we say packs, we mean packs of strips. So these are strips. And I believe you get,
I think there's 8 different strip games.
8 different strip games, yeah.
So 8 regular strip games, and then they usually have at least 1 premium strips. So when you go to a different, whatever hall you go to, a lot of times when you first get there, they'll give you a program, and it'll tell you the order of the strips that they're going to play.
And the amount for each game.
Yeah, and how much it pays. And so at Milpitas, they play different games, and usually the games are the same, relatively the same order, but the pay might be different. So tonight is a Sunday night, and the payout is a $1,500 payout for each strip. And then there's a second chance where you can get $250 for that same strip. And then they do have a premium strip tonight, which is the Bingo Sharks. And so this strip pays $5,000, and there's only one chance.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you first get the strip, you'll see that it has like a picture on one side, and then on the other side it's closed. And the first thing you're going to do is open this. And so when you open it, it reveals some numbers. And so we're going to tell you how to play the different games here. So the first game we play at Milpitas is called Biker Betty. It looks like this. Again, when you have to open it. When you open it, it reveals a cart with a bunch of numbers. And so you can see that there's 5 different sections here. And those 5 different sections, you need a bingo in each section of the card in order to call bingo.
Right.
Right? Now, usually you're going to be playing multiple cards, right? And so if you're new, I suggest that you don't get a big pack and play
maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe start with 2.
Work your way up.
Work your way up to
Because
play
you become
more.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's going to be sensory overload already when you first get here, so definitely don't overwhelm yourself, stress yourself out, and miss a bingo, miss that money. So I would say maybe 2, and then as you can come more often, you can always go up, higher and higher.
Right.
Another thing about the strip, let me see the strip, is that when you are playing a lot of different bingo strips, one way that you play a little bit faster is you know that in this first column, you're going to have numbers 1 through 25. And then in the second column, you're going to have 26 through 50. And then in the third column, you'll have 51 through 75, right? So if they call 75, you know it's going to be somewhere in this last column. If they call 16, you know it's going to be somewhere in this first column. So that'll help speed it up a little bit. But even with that knowledge, I would recommend when you first start, have 1 or 2 strips max. Right.
So most people are somewhat familiar with this kind of a bingo player card where it's B-I-N-G-O, and the balls are called out in that order. So in a standard card, the bingo is 75 numbers divided by 5, but on the strips, they're divided by 3. So it's a little bit confusing when you first play it, but then you'll get it.
You get used to it.
Get used to it. So this first one is Biker Betty. Biker Betty usually has like little, instead of free spaces in every middle, sometimes it's just random sporadic. The other thing that's kind of unique to Biker Betty is most of the times if you see the number 10 here, once you hit 10 on a card, you can move on to the next card because it won't be down here. Except Biker Betty, sometimes it is. So you really kind of have to look down the whole column, and when you're playing Biker Betty, that's the trick for Biker Betty. And then the next game they play is Razz-Ma-Taz.
This is Razzmatazz. Now this is an either or game. This is what it looks like, either or. So if they call either 18 or 19, you can mark that as a called column. But just this one right there.
Right. And so you're looking for a blackout because you're just going to get every single, you need 5 different straight lines throughout.
Right.
So it's played a little bit different.
This is Razzmatazz.
That's Razzmatazz.
Either or.
And then this one is Yogi Bear. So, it's called Yogi Bear. And Yogi Bear is a lot like Biker Betty. It does have the free spaces on it, and again, they're random. Sometimes they're not in the middle. Most have, do you have a Yogi Bear that has
I don't have one. I was looking for one.
Yeah.
No, I don't have one.
Sometimes they have where all of this will be a picture, and that means that's free, so you only have to get 4. When we get to it, we'll show you what that looks like. But this is Yogi Bear, a lot like...
And some of them have 2. Sometimes they'll have 2 free spaces and you only need 3.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But there's a trick to the free spaces because everybody wants the free spaces thinking it's easier to get bingo. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you can get a card with 2 free spaces and then not get any numbers.
Right, because if
So
they
it
aren't
just
calling your
depends.
numbers, it doesn't matter how many free spaces you have.
Right. Next game is Gumball.
Gumball. This is Gumballs. This is what it looks like on the reverse side.
Yeah.
And with gumballs, now I call these like anchor balls kind of because you have to have all 5 of those to bingo in addition to these down, which are either or. So the first level you have to have all 5 of those. The second level is an either or of 2 numbers. And then the third level is an either or of 3 numbers. And that's how Gumballs works.
Yeah. Cool. And then the next one is Koi Cash. Koi Cash again is like Biker Betty or Yogi Bear. So the numbers are, so you're looking for a diagonal line, a vertical line, or a horizontal line. So you can bingo anyway, just like a standard bingo, but you need 1 bingo in each of the 5 sections in order to call bingo.
And the same thing with Koi Cash and Yogi Bear. And the next one, which will be Wild Ones, is that you can also have a free space. You can have 2 free spaces where you only need to have 3 bingos or 4 bingos. But we don't have any today with free spaces. Hopefully that'll work to our benefit.
Yeah. So show them Wild
And
Ones.
so this is Wild One. Same concept.
Yes.
Same. Needing 5 bingos. You may have some free spaces in there. You may not.
This is Cartoon Strip. Now this one is
I
actually a
have
little
one
bit
with the
different.
I have
So
one with
Cartoon Strip is a little bit complicated. This is one where you're like, even if you think you're really good, you've played bingo before and you're getting back into the game, you don't want to play too many. Because Cartoon Strip is like a combination of all the games. So there's like the either or game, and then there is the where you get a straight line, and then there's an either or game, and then there's another straight line. And so you're doing different types of bingo on one card. And so that's why it gets a little bit complicated on this one. But it's the same thing, you're looking for 5 bingos on 1 card.
Now this is the one we were talking about where you get the free spaces. So on this cartoon strip, I only have to get a bingo in the top one, the second one, and the last one.
Right.
The other 2 are free.
And this one is really good because in addition to the 2 free, she actually has a free space here.
But
So
you don't always get that.
which it's rare that you get that, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Betty Born Bad.
Betty Born Bad. So Betty Born Bad is an either or, like the Razzmatazz. Betty Born Bad, same concept as Razzmatazz. However, on Betty Born Bad, sometimes you can get a free spot at the top,
Yeah.
which Razzmatazz never has.
Right.
So that means you would only have to get bingos in the last 4, and the top one would be free.
Right. And then that's the last of the regular strip games, and then there comes the premium strip. Now these are a little bit different. So instead of 5 sections, it's actually 10 sections. And you notice each one has something in the middle. What you're looking for here is a diagonal, either diagonal this way or diagonal that way. But you need 10 of them on 1 card to have a bingo. So that's what you're looking for on the premium strip.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like some tips and things that you want to think about when you are playing, like when you're in the midst of it. One, the first one I would say is be careful. You see where it has like a little yellow verification number? Try not to daub over that too much because they need that in order to verify your bingo. So just be careful when you're daubing over there.
And what is daubing? Daubing is this little dauber that you use to mark your bingos as they call the number. So this is a dauber, and this is a purple dauber.
Right. Okay, and then some of the rules of bingo that you need to know is that you have to yell bingo on the last number called. So here in California and at Milpitas, there's a monitor on the wall, on all of the walls that you can see. And the first they do is they show the bingo number that they're going to call. If that's the number you're looking for to bingo, don't call it yet. You have to wait until they call it. But the trick is you have to call it before they go to the next number, because once they go to the next number, that ball is considered dead.
Yeah.
And what the terminology for that is you have slept the bingo, so it's no more good.
You don't want to do that. I've done it before.
Yeah.
You're not a happy camper. Yes,
You do
don't
not
do it.
want to sleep your bingo.
Especially in a
Right.
large amount.
Right. The other thing is that when you do have a bingo and you call bingo, you want to make sure that the caller hears you call bingo. And so if they don't, even if the people around you hear it, you literally have to call it loud enough to stop the game.
Right.
And once they stop the game, what they're going to do is they're going to come and get your card. They're going to verify it using that verifier number. And then everybody in the hall can see your card, and they can see that, yes, you do indeed have bingo.
And the only person that can stop the game is the caller. So you have to make sure that the caller heard your bingo.
Right.
Like she said, if she hears my bingo but the caller doesn't hear it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They call that next number.
Yeah, it's gone. Even if another employee hears it, it doesn't matter. That you have to stop the caller. So that's super important to do that, right? And then sometimes multiple people can win bingo on the same number at the same time. And when that happens, they split the pot. So if 2 people win and it's $1,500, 2 different players get $750. I think my math is mathing.
That's right. That's right. $750. That's it.
Right. And then the other thing is, at this hall and at a lot of halls, they have what's called a hot ball, which is a progressive jackpot. It's kind of like a Powerball in a lottery, in that it keeps building. And right now there's a lot of people in Milpitas because the hot ball is at the maximum, which is $30,000. It starts at $5,000 and it goes up $500 each session that it is not won.
Right.
Now the way that you get the hot ball is that you have to call bingo on the hot ball number in order to get it. On the first chance of the game, and then only on the regular strip games is how you get the hot ball. So we're all here, hot ball hopefuls.
Hot ball winners.
Hot ball. And we've all come for it or what have you, but bingo is usually a really good time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of etiquette that we'll, share with you as time goes on, but the most important thing is come ready to have some fun and pay attention. Usually the people that you sit next to, if you don't know, you could ask somebody. There's one other thing. When they play the games, sometimes they'll play these little side games.
Called a flash.
Some places they call it pull tab or pop open or cherries, but here we call it flash. And what that is these little cards. So this is pocket money, which is a flash game. This game, if you turn it over, you get 5 sets of numbers, and each set of number is $500 win, where they're all the same number. So if you get these 5 numbers, you get 500 times 5, which means you get 2,500 for pocket money if you bingo on that.
Yes.
Pocket money also has, so what it is you get a stack, you can get, these are $1 each. They come in a stack of 20, so you can buy a stack, or you can buy them individually or what have you. Of course, if you get a stack, that means you get more chances to get actual numbers, or sometimes when you open it up, it actually has an instant prize. Most of the time, the instant prize is $1.
It's $1. I think I have one that's $1. That's $1.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes it's $5.
Right. But every once in a while, it will be $300 or $500. Not very often, because out of 6,000 cards that they sell in a night, only one is a $500 card.
And
so
two
$300 cards. So it's rare. But this is one of the many, a lot of flash games that they play here. Sometimes they play the flash games by themselves, so they'll just play pocket money. But sometimes they play a flash game at the same time that they're playing a strip game, right? And so sometimes you're playing different games, and so that's the reason why we're saying you don't want to go and get the largest pack when you get here. Just really kind of take it easy and get ready to have fun.
They also have these games.
Right. Double flash.
Silver bars is one of the double flash games where you can win $23.99. It's $11.99 on one side and $11.99 on the other side. Flip it over. Here they play either or. So either or for a blue ball, a red ball, a white ball, a green ball, and a yellow ball. When you get all 5, then you bingo, and you get the $23.99.
Right. And you can see she hasn't opened the other side. It's because it's exactly the same as the same side. So if you win this side, you win this side. That's why it's a double, and you get paid double for it.
Exactly. And these also come, well, some of them come, this one comes with an instant $250. So if you open up, you can get an instant $250 on this one.
Yeah. And so these are $2 a piece because they're double, but it's lots of fun. And I will say that if you buy a pack, most of the time there's nothing. They're just pictures and they mean nothing, and so they go in the trash. But every once in a while, but you need to look, and sometimes it'll be very clear when you get money. Like I have one that has $2. It's very clear. So if I open this side, it says $2 on that side as well.
But this is what you really want.
Yeah, you want the one with the numbers. But have fun and good luck.
For those of you
Bye.